So, this is the first video I've made in a million years, but this rusty machine, I attempted to drive to North Carolina 2 weeks ago, and it did not go well. The wheel bearing went, the caliper was seized, the knuckle was destroyed, just everything on this front corner that could have gone wrong went wrong. So, stuck in West Virginia. What am I gonna do? I figure it's just the wheel bearing at that point. That's all I know. So I leave it with a shop, get a ride home, and then let the shop fix it. Shop calls me, $1,700 to fix it because of all the things that I just listed off and a few more. So I drove it home, drove it to work for a couple days, and I was like, okay, it's doing good. It's fine. Other than a weird ABS hiccup where every time you get down to like 5 miles an hour during braking, the ABS pulses like once or twice, which is kind of sketchy because it makes it take longer to brake. And I'm talking about on dry pavement, not wet, not icy, nothing. So I drove it this weekend that just passed, and the engine was shaking. It seemed like it was down on power. It had a new exhaust leak that manifested just by it sitting. I don't know how that happened. I just looked under there, and it's one of the welds on the exhaust hanger essentially pulled off the exhaust and took the exhaust material with it, probably because it's rusty. So there's a hole there, so I'm gonna have to like put a sleeve on that. But thing is, the main thing that they were supposed to replace on this wheel was the wheel bearing. There's apparently a new knuckle on there, a new hub, new bearing, everything. You can see the new wheel nut. But, so I drove it up on ramps to check for the exhaust leak and found it was farther back, which is what I thought. But I wanted to look because I figured the shaking that I was feeling, so I forgot about that whole thing. So it was shaking at idle. It has a check engine light for the second bank 102 sensor being rich, which is likely either air filter, spark plug, or upstream O2 sensor is actually bad. So I figured, well, what if there's an exhaust leak up there that's messing with it? Well, there's not. But beyond that, at 40 miles an hour, under a specific amount of throttle, the whole car just starts shaking like crazy, like part of the front end is trying to fall apart. And I thought, impossible. It just got worked on. It has to be fine. I couldn't have driven all the way home from West Virginia and then 120 miles to work and back total over a couple days. But guess what? Watch this. I don't know if you can even see that, but I wish I could put this down somewhere so that it was more steady. Maybe that'll work. The whole frickin' thing is wobbling about. And it's wobbling about. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you can tell. Maybe from out here. But yeah, the new bearing is apparently bad. Or they didn't tighten the wheel nut down enough. I don't know yet. But it's just like, why? Like, I paid $1,700 to get this thing fixed. And it's not even fixed right. And because the shop that fixed it is 7 hours away in West Virginia, they're safe from me coming back for any warranty work. I could call them and say, hey, the thing's bad already, but what are they going to do? You know? Give me a refund for the cost of whatever part failed, and I'm still going to have to pay labor to have somebody else take it apart. Like, it's just stupid. I feel like I should have just let the thing die. The title was in the glove box. I could have been like, yep, go ahead and get rid of it. Granted, I would have had to go back and get a bunch of stuff out of it and pull lights off and take some other stuff. But, like, the lights, half of them are broken anyway because they're mounted too low. but that's irrelevant. The point is the wheel bearing or something wheel bearing adjacent is bad and it's all loose. So I don't know, I might try to tap that, you know, how they've got the little locking thing. Try to tap that little locking thing out and see if I can tighten it some more. But the nut looks like it's moving with everything else, so I don't think that's the problem. I think the wheel bearing is somehow bad because either, I don't know, it was defective or something. And someone will probably say something about, oh, well, you have the wrong offset wheels on the car. They stick out too far and they're wearing out your wheel bearings prematurely. Well, that may be true. However, the one on this side was replaced a week before I put the wheels on, and 20 or 30,000 miles later, it's still fine. So obviously it is not normal for the wrong offset wheels to cause a wheel bearing to go bad in less than 1,000 miles. So something is wrong. I don't know what I'm gonna do to take it apart, when I'm gonna take it apart. I kind of just want to give up completely, but that would be a complete waste of money because I just threw another $1,700 at it. If I can fix it myself, it's not going to cost me that much probably. I have no idea. I want to find out at least what it actually is. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll call the shop and have them laugh at me because there's nothing that I can do. What am I going to do? Leave them a 1-star review on Google? Ooh, scary. So yeah, that's where I'm at with this thing. It's cool. Only upside is that it's not going to be super cold this weekend, so I can still go to Snowdrift and spectate without getting stuck in snow in the only other running car I have, which is a lowered front-wheel drive car with low rolling resistance tires and overactive traction control. That's broken. The transmission pan's cracked in half. And then, of course, there's these two, but they're on collector's insurance, and also I'm not driving either of them on salty roads. And regardless of whether there's snow on the roads or not, there will still be salt this weekend regardless of anything else. The roads will probably have salt on them for months after the last snow falls. And the truck has... well, it's not on insurance right now, but it also has low oil pressure and a bunch of other little issues that don't stop it from being driven, but are making me wonder if it's worth even fixing anymore. So pretty much all my cars are falling apart except for one. But oh well. I'll figure it out, I guess. Congratulations if you made it this far through my rambling nonsense. I meant for this video to be like 2 minutes long. Okay, bye.